Hey, welcome back to this quick overview of Gmail for the G Suite intro series. So, if you're into working with Gmail and you're trying to sort of get settled in and comfortable with the interface, we've talked a little bit about the labels over here, but we haven't talked so much about starred items. And starred items are handy when you want to quickly star a few messages that you need to come back to. I've probably already shared that with inbox 0, if you decide to use that approach, uh, you really don't need it. But still, starred messages might be something that you want to take advantage of. All you have to do is star a message, is just click on it, and depending on your settings, you can actually set the stars to different colors. So if we go over to our settings and let me see where I can find that. I always forget where they're at. They're under general settings, and if you scroll down you'll find the stars. You can see that right now I'm only using the gold star because after all, who wants anything else except a gold star? But if you want some other colored stars, there's no reason why you can't just click and drag them up here, and that will make them. So depending on when I click, I'm going to get these stars. So if I click, I think if I click once, I'll get a gold star. If I click twice, I'll get a blue star. A third time, I'll get a red star, purple star, and then a green star. So let me save my changes. And here we go. I'm going to click once, click twice. So you can see that by clicking, you're able to set items to different colors. And you just pretty much click right through until you get the colors that you want. It makes for a very bright, colorful star cluster, I guess. And so you've got different colors here that you can play with. Now, one of the other fun things to do here is when you're trying to get organized. Um, as you can see, there's a lot of content over here, and unfortunately, we're stuck with most of it. I wish that there was a quick way to hide a lot of this, and I think I shared in a previous video that you can come in and sort of hide most of your labels, but it's not really going to do much more besides that. So let's take a look at our settings. How do I get to the settings? Well, as you probably noticed, I've been coming over here to the top right hand corner and clicking on this gear cog. If I click on the gear, I'll see all my settings. Some of the settings that immediately drop down that you don't have to go into the full settings view include this density one. And what this does is it controls how the messages appear on your screen. So you can see I have all these messages on my screen, and if I change to default view, it sort of spreads them out a little bit. Comfortable sort of tightens it up a little bit, and then compact really puts them all together. It just depends on what works best for you. I prefer compact. I want to get as many messages on the screen so that when I'm clicking and putting them and sorting them everywhere, I can do that quickly. Now I can also change the theme, so I can come over here and find a theme that looks really nice. So if I want to be reminded of the beach and how I'm not there, or the forest and being contemplative, or as I do with my personal account, one of my accounts, I like to keep a desert. You know, there's no messages because I've dealt with all of them. I've achieved inbox 0, that desert aesthetic. There are a lot of, again, solid colors that you can go with. For those of you that like pink and pink flowers, there's just tons of choices. So pick something that you'd like to take advantage of. I like dark and cloudy, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that. When you click Save, you'll notice that I now have this background that's kind of dark, like a storm is going to happen. If I go to my inbox, which is empty, I can see the full picture, and this is just inspiring for me. I don't know why it is. So all of that is available through my settings. Now I can also determine my inbox type. So remember I had all those starred messages? Well, what I could do is say I want unread messages first, and then maybe I want my starred messages first. So that can sometimes be an advantage, um, to have starred messages there. I must have no, I still have some starred messages. I wonder why I didn't show them. Now, there's also a way to create a priority, and you can see that it's pretty much here. I've got um, important and unread is my first one, but I could choose starred and then unread is my second. And what that will do is it will do that. It will organize the messages in that way. That's in my settings under inbox. Let me come down here and save those changes, and probably need to refresh a little bit. And I still don't see anything. That's curious. Um, let me come up to my settings again, and now you can see that I also have a reading pane. So I can, if I wanted to see each message, the content of the message as I was working through it, I could do that. So now I have this pane with this sort of in almost transparent parallel lines there, and I can click and drag it around. Again, the value here is that I can come in and click on a message on the left hand side, and I will see the contents of that message on the right. And this is a sort of a more traditional approach to email inboxes and old style email clients that had this split window where you could see pretty much the content of your message in this 3-pane window. So this is just, again, a quick way to organize and sort of play around with different looks for your messages. One last item is the conversation view. What Gmail has done is that it groups all conversations, replies to an original message, in one of these sort of rows. And that's a real time saver, because when you click on one message, that means that you're able to see all the conversations that have been happening. This is also called a threaded discussion, where you're able to see all of this content. I'm able to scroll down and see all the great replies and back and forth. Some people don't like that, and you can just turn off that conversation view, and then what happens is that it will put every message as unique in your inbox, and you'll have to work your way through each one of them instead of seeing all the ones that are related to each other clustered together. Conversation view is a great tool, and I would recommend that you keep it turned on, but again, that is up to you. Thanks for watching.